The media response to the situation in Baltimore follows a pattern that we should all be very familiar with at this point. They are rioters, they're wild, they're animals and thugs and criminals and gangsters and villains. But much more importantly, it's not just them. It's not just the actual individuals throwing the rocks or setting the fires, it's their community. If they come from a particular religious background, a particular racial background, then they need to be demonized the same as the ones doing the actual violence in Baltimore. That is what the media is telling us. At least when the protesters are black. In other cases of protest, of riot, we haven't heard the same sort of media narrative. And so why don't we take a look back at some of the other big, damaging, violent protests from years past. Here you're seeing in 2014 the San Francisco Giants win the World Series. According to Reuters, it's fans taking to the streets. Taking to the streets when there's flames, apparently burning a car. There were over 40 arrests and 2 shootings. Neither of the 2 stories we're referencing here actually referred to it as a riot, regardless of the actual shootings. Now let's move to 2011. The Vancouver Canucks lose in the Stanley Cup Finals. According to ESPN, nearly 100 people were arrested, 150 were injured, 15 cars were burned, 50 businesses were vandalized. The damage is expected to run into the millions of dollars, and yet those people that I see there, they don't look like thugs to me for some reason. Weird how that works out. In 2015, the Ohio State University winning the NCAA football championship. Fans set nearly 90 fires. And yet I don't remember hearing that they are criminals or that they need to be policed by their community. Where are the community leaders? I didn't hear those calls. In 1999, the Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl. Property damage expected to go above $160,000 from that. Spokesman for the city's mayor called it participants hell-bent on causing trouble. But not apparently rioters, which is odd. And so even though you're seeing all these pictures, you're seeing, it's nighttime, the police are out, there's fires being set, there's violence, damage to businesses, damage to property. They're not thugs. They're not animals. They're not criminals. And certainly the community that they come from is not responsible for what they do. But in Baltimore, in Ferguson, more recently, when the protests have to do with the police, then it's not just the protesters who are the bad people, it's an indictment of their entire community. Odd that. In America, what you are protesting about will never be as important to the media as the color of the skin you have while you're doing the protesting. And that's my final judgment.